Hi everybody, I am Shell and I'm so excited to share my latest collection for FreeSpirit Fabrics, which is called Sea Sisters. Let's just have like a little casual chat about it. I'm in my Florida studio. It's a gorgeous day here by the Gulf Coast, and this collection is so perfect in terms of where I live and the things that inspire me, and I wanted to share a little bit about the inspiration behind this particular collection. So it's kind of cool because the ocean is always my muse. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you know that all of my collections have some sense of ocean, water, coastline elements. All of those things always come together and always are center stage in my collections. And every time I share a new collection, the thing that I've noticed is that my sea sisters, the other quilters in the community, it really seems to resonate with them. And I think that the water, the coastline resonates so much with people because no matter where you live, whether you're in Alaska, whether you're here in the Gulf Coast, or whether you're in Northern California where the coastline is so rugged and rocky, you can always resonate. You know, all of these elements that I create and put into my collections, I think they just resonate. And so this collection, Sea Sisters, is really a gift to my quilting community. I can't wait to see what you all do with it. It really was created with the energy of many, and I hope that you love creating with it as much as I loved creating it. So just quickly a little bit about me. If you don't know, I am a painter, a watercolor artist, and I think it's just so apt that water is my medium of choice. Flowy, goes where it wants to go, can't control it, and I feel like my collections often feel that way too. I love the mysteriousness of water and how it can take on different colors depending on the light, and I try really hard to make that come through in all of my collections. Sea Sisters is beautifully crafted. The design team at FreeSpirit did such an amazing job. So quilt shops, please do take a good look at it and see if it'll be right for your quilters. I hope that it is. Now, let's get to it. I want to show you this collection. My wonderful husband, Jeff, is here with me. He's my cameraman, so we're going to just pan down and I'm going to show you this main panel, which is called the Low Tide panel, excuse me. And this is the main panel for this collection. I always start my collections off with an inspiration piece from my portfolio. This was a piece of art that we took from my portfolio and we were able to then translate it into fabric. Just has a lot of really cool organic elements to it. The colors really go from lights to darks, and I'll be really excited to see how you use this, whether you chop it up into a million pieces or whether you just take bigger chunks and decide to make it more of a landscape or seascape quilt. I think it'll be really, really interesting for you. So that is Low Tide. This is Coastal Wildflowers, and I almost always put a floral in the mix. It just has all these gorgeous blues. It gets into sort of some really inky, dark charcoal gray, and a little bit of that lighter sand color as well. A lot of really beautiful movement here. This is called Seawall, and as the name implies, it's just meant to be a really fun pebble pattern for you to play with. Gives you also a nice sort of even though it's got a lot of bright color, it does sort of read like a low volume, reads like a solid when you're holding it up against the other patterns in the mix. This is called Ocean Fragments, and I love this. You'll be able to cut these and be able to use them in your projects that way, or you'll be able to fussy cut out all these little fragments that sort of remind of sea glass and pebbles and stones. The colors on here are absolutely gorgeous. Really, really coastal, very sophisticated pattern. This is called Cloud Cover, and I love this super low volume pattern. You seem to love when I do low volumes, but it has these little like eclipse shapes. This is actually was painted right after the eclipse several years ago. So it sort of has that feeling of cloud and a little bit of the shadows from the eclipse. Really, really pretty pattern. This is Crest, super watercolory. You can see all of the flow from my brush when I was actually painting with it. Reads like a solid, really beautiful. I can't wait to see you do some cool quilting here. Your quilters will love this one, I think. It's been a favorite among the wonderful ladies who are sampling some quilts for me for Sea Sisters. This is Sanibel, and Sanibel is meant to be like all the little seashells and fragments and things that you find when you're walking on the beach. It's just got a little bit of a richer color palette to it. Very, very pretty, very intricate. You can almost cut out like the medallions in here and use them that way. And its companion piece is called In the Shallows. So these two go together, or it's essentially the same pattern, but we've done a larger scale for In the Shallows. And In the Shallows has just sort of the same lighter colors that you see in some of the other patterning. Really soft, very, very pretty. This is one of my favorite patterns. And I wanted you to notice also, we do really cool things with our selvage. My design team always picks, like this particular collection, we did little rocks. So it's just very, just kind of a cute little detail that we add in. This is called Dunes. And you've probably, if you follow me along for a long time, you'll recognize this pattern. We've brought it back for Sea Sisters. It has a really beautiful deep blue ground. It's like a blue-green. And obviously this is meant to mimic tides, the tide lines. And then the companion piece for this is called Small Dunes. And so what we've done is we've taken it and we've changed the direction, and we've also made the patterning a little bit tighter. So you'll be able to use these for in all different ways. This is called Swirl. Let me move it into the center here. This is called Swirl. And it just has the motion of water, right? Like the underwater currents, and it brings in this deeper, richer ink color. And I think that it lends a little bit of depth to the collection, as does Urchins, which has been a very, very popular design of mine through the years. You always love when I bring that into a collection. And this one has a beautiful depth with this, it's like a kind of like a gunmetal gray, sort of a driftwoody gunmetal gray in the background. Really, really beautiful. And then really the most exciting thing for me is our 108-inch coned cotton quilt back. This is, watercolor Urchins. It's the same urchin pattern, but we've blown it up. We've added in all the oceany colors. You can see all the detail right in through here. You really get beautiful watermarks. And this will be so fantastic for you to be able to, because it's a wide back fabric, you'll be able to use this for duvet covers, for curtains, to do all sorts of projects for home decor. My background is in home decor design. I design textiles and wall coverings, wall art. I've designed rugs and bedding and all of this in my career. And having a 108 wide back fabric in the mix is like heaven, because it really does let you have some versatility. Obviously fantastic for a quilt back, but I do hope that you'll be inspired to use this in some other ways too, particularly for home decor. So that's the collection. I just want to quickly show you, as always, I like to do a couple of coordinating quilt patterns. This collection is no different. We have Fluidity and we have Beach Pebbles. Both of these will be available to quilt shops and quilters. I'll have information about how to buy this soon, but if you're interested in bringing these in wholesale to your quilt shop, let me know. Send me a note over on my website, or follow me on Instagram, my quilting page on Instagram, for information about how you'll be able to order these. Also, one last thing, kind of exciting. FreeSpirit, you're awesome. You brought me finally a quilt kit. I'm so excited about this. This is called Sea Urchins, designed by Natalie Crabtree. She's the one who works with me on my quilt patterns. And this is a gorgeous quilt kit that you'll be able to purchase directly through FreeSpirit. Their quantities are limited, but if you want to make this gorgeous quilt, get your orders in for that now. I hope you love it. I hope your quilters love it. I love designing quilting cottons for your quilt shops that really reflect me. Sorry guys, casual conversation. That really reflect me, that really bring the artisan touch to my fabrics. I feel that they're unique in that they really do have a little piece of me in each of them. They are artist made for you, and I just hope your quilters absolutely love the collection.